praise the Lord on my first break. Give you guys this awesome view. That's the Quigley Center in John Hancock building. So just sitting here just looking out over the portion of Chicago that I work in, and this won't take long. You know, if you have a hard heart, a cold mouth, a hot temper, who wants those recipes for disaster in a marriage or relationship or friendship or partnership or leadership? Again, you have a hard heart, a cold mind, and a hot mouth. And as soon as someone prepares to leave you, or you've been preparing them to leave you for years because of your hard heart, your cold mind, and your hot mouth, you can use those interchangeably, by the way. What are you offering but pain and embarrassment? I worked at Martin Marietta in Maryland when I left the Pentagon in '93 in D.C., went on to Virginia. And my director, every year we would have a huge shindig anywhere in D.C. or Beltsville, Maryland, or Hyattsville, Maryland, wherever they decided they wanted to hold it in. My director was a brilliant person, not a brilliant woman, because gender has nothing to do with it. It's a brilliant person, just a mind out of this world. I thought I was smart and intelligent until I met her. And so one time I gathered up the courage to ask, how come you don't ever bring your husband? He seems like to be a pretty cool dude. I had met him in a couple of social outings, or picnics, and he seemed to be, pretty decent. And she said to me with a straight face, we've been together since high school, and she said, he's still in high school. He's just an embarrassment. She said, I can't take him nowhere, and walked off. A few months later, we had a barbecue, company gathering, and he got drunk and tried to fight one of the co-workers. And number one, they shouldn't have had alcohol there, but, oftentimes they say in hindsight is 20/20, but hot sun and alcohol don't mix. I don't care where you're at as I leave this alone. Cold heart, hard heart, cold mind, and a hot mouth. Always got something nasty to say. Always cussing and clowning, acting a fool. I don't care if you calling your wife names, your husband name. You see somebody overweight, you got something to say. You see somebody Mexican, you got something to say. You see somebody African American, you got something to say. You see somebody that's not as rich as you are or well-to-do, you got something to say. That is that's a cold heart. That's a hard heart, a cold mind, and a hot mouth as I leave this alone. But how many of us are with people who are absolutely the epitome of embarrassment? You can't take them nowhere. They're like a rabid dog. I'm not calling nobody a dog. I said like a rabid dog, always ready to bite, always foaming at the mouth, foaming at the heart, and foaming at the mind as I leave this alone. You have a hard heart. God been pecking on it, trying to touch it. It's a force field around it called evil and racism and bigotry and one-sidedness, and what gets me with people who know it all don't seem to have it together. You know it all, but you don't have it together. You say you're from the school of hard knocks, but why haven't the school of hard knocks knocked some sense into you? Some sensitivity, some kindness, some respect as I leave this be. You have a hard heart, a cold mind, and a hot mouth, and you're still wondering why that woman left you. You're still wondering why that man left you. You're still wondering why you were undefeated in marriage and undefeated in relationships. You're 0-5, 0-6, 0-4. I don't know, but I know a hard heart, a cold mind, and a hot mouth. It's a volatile and a horrible mix to be a dad, to be a wife, to be a husband, to be a mother, to be a dad, to be a husband, to be a wife, and to have these three are recipe for disaster: a hard heart, cold mind, and a hot mouth. And you wonder why nobody wants to be with you. Then when they leave you, you got the nerve to cry, crocodile tear. You got the nerve to lobby threats. You got the nerve to not change. Who wants to be with that? My former director at Martin Marietta, she's a wonderful person, wonderful director. I haven't spoken to her or her husband in years. When she said to me that he was an embarrassment, she can't take him nowhere. Sometimes we can become unequally yoked. There's nothing wrong with the GED. being with a PhD. There's nothing wrong with a bachelor being with an associate's. There's nothing wrong with a high school diploma being with a PhD. But there is something wrong when you have a hard heart, a cold mind, and a hot mouth. A recipe for disaster. You put your relationship and your marriage on layaway. You put breakup on layaway and divorce as I leave this alone. We have to do better. You can do what you want to. But as my mom and my dad used to say, you are preparing that man. You are preparing that woman to leave you. You're preparing that man or woman to love and to be better with somebody else. A lot of us suffer from unmet needs, past pains, and unresolved issues. But more than anything, a lot of us suffer from a hard heart, a cold mind, and a hot mouth. I pray our Father in heaven, the Most High God, I pray He touches your mind and heart. I pray He changes you on the inside. Because nobody wants to be with someone with a hard heart, a cold mind, and a hot mouth. I pray you change. I pray you rearrange. I pray you upward, forward, onward. I pray you're full of God. God bless you. Please run from the hard heart, the cold mind, and the hot mouth. Peace. One.